And now your headlining comedian, Gents.
Thank you. This isn't even a microphone. So I told my therapist that I bought another cologne fragrance. And she told me, you're masking your pain. And I said, you're right, with ambroxan. Right? Okay. Some people collect stamps. I collect cease and desist letters from Chanel. It's a tough crowd. They say that scent is tied to memory, which is true, because every time I smell a Ventus, I think to myself, debt.
Oh, brother,
Debt.
this guy stinks!
Okay, thank you. Yeah, good night. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. We're talking cologne fragrances today. I don't know what that was. I'm a successful stand-up comedian, very successful. I got 15 fragrances I want to share with you guys today, including some new ones that I bought from JOMASHOP that only took 3 years to get to me. But now they're here, so it's all good. All of these are gonna be linked in the description below. Let's get started right away with this one, Luxe Street by Maison Alhambra. So I actually saw a bunch of these different street fragrances on JOMASHOP, and this is the one that caught my eye first. And I think it was also like the cheapest one. It was $25, so there is that. And they're Bond number 9 clones, which makes sense in a way because the bottle is strangely shaped. And I guess that's as close as they could get it to a Bond number 9 bottle without getting sued. So Luxe Street here, this one is Lafayette Street. And it's actually really, really good for 25 bucks with a caveat. When I first got this in, went ahead and opened it up, sprayed it on a good old tester strip like so. That was a reenactment. And, a little bit, what would the word be for it? Like rubbery, but not in a pleasant way. Yeah, just like a weird chemical rubber, like the aftermath of the creation of rubber, something like that. It was just not very good. So I did let it sit in its bottle for a while and think about what it had done, and it got way better. And at this point, for 25 bucks, it is nice. Really similar to Lafayette Street. The performance, very good. Lasts a long time off my skin. Not quite as strong as something like Joe Milano's Wild Card. That one is a little bit stronger than this one, but there's also another difference. This one is ever so slightly fresher than that one. Not quite as heavy on the sweetness. Overall, just a really, really well done Lafayette Street clone, as long as you let it chill for a little bit. And since I mentioned Joe Milano, how about one of their fragrances? This one, Game of Spades Rouge, which this is an alternative to Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait. Now do keep in mind that because it is a BR 540 style fragrance, great atomizers on these by the way, you could very well go nose blind to this. So you could do a full-on heavy spray like that, immediately put your nose to it and be like, it's like nothing. Like, is there even anything there? Then you go about your day and people notice you left and right, which is kind of the name of the game with BR 540 in general. Now the price here is gonna be higher than most other cologne fragrances. That is the name of the game with Joe Milano. They charge more for their stuff. This one at discounters, about 55 bucks most places. Might be able to find it a little bit less, a little bit more depending on where you're looking, but somewhere around there. It is a really nice alternative to that BR 540. In spite of the price though, it is a really nice alternative to that fragrance. The next one is a fragrance I will never stop talking about, ever. It's Harmony Code Absolute. Armani, yeah, you get it. My brain just now was like, Armani Code, come back to me. So yeah, Harmony Code Absolute, that is a clone of this right here, Armani Code Absolute. You see the similarities. I loved this stuff, like legitimately. So this is that magical unicorn type of clone fragrance that I love the most. When they bring back a discontinued fragrance that I loved when it was new. Ooh. It is a mix that makes me scream power. I'm pretty sure that's the correct way to do it. Spicy, sweet, attention-grabbing, kind of an effervescent sparkle to it, just amazing stuff. For me, basically the best code that there was. And this right here on the cheap, when you can find it, gets really, really close. Because this one is one that kind of becomes more difficult to find with time. By the way, this is literally the exact same bottle. Like this is the exact same bottle. I don't care about that, of course. It's just that's a stock bottle. So the Game of Spades bottles, stock. A lot of them are, to be fair. Alhambra again. This one right here is called Encode Mountain. And I love this one because the bottom of the bottle is not flat. And so Mason Alhambra was like, screw it, just put the sticker on the back. Nice. And I got to admit, with this one, I did not bother to look up what it was supposed to be similar to. I got the fragrance in, I sprayed it on, and I was like, oh, it's nothing at all what I thought it was gonna be. Because all I had to go off of was the name Encode Mountain and this silver kind of scheme. And I was like, oh, it's probably Silver Mountain water. At least that made sense in my mind, you know, because there was a time when everybody was wanting a Silver Mountain water clone years ago. But it is not that, no. This is actually most closely related to Explorer Platinum by Mont Blanc. But I will say it's not like a one-to-one with that one. To me, what it smells like is mainly Explorer Platinum, but also if you mixed in like a sharper aromatic edge to it, akin to Platinum Egoiste by Chanel, something like that. So kind of like a melding of those two with more of the Mont Blanc. That's kind of how it comes across. You can find it for dirt cheap online. Like I think Beauty House had it for 16, 17 bucks, something like that. Just absurdly low. It is like Dollar Tree prices, essentially. Dollar store. Poundland, if you're in the UK. I'm assuming all of you guys out there in your different countries, different places have similar stores. Basically where you go there and it's like, oh, it's the cheapest of the cheap. Enjoy.
I'm also gonna need that extended warranty on it for the price of on the house.
Do be aware, if you're a younger guy, this is probably not gonna work for you. This is gonna be more middle-aged and older guys looking for something really classy with a classic kind of barbershop feel to it, a sharp aromatic vibe off the top, more of, you know, potential office fragrance, a spring and fall daytime type of scent. It's right in that wheelhouse. You know, there's not really anything here that is sweet. It's keeping everything, as I said, aromatic, clean, fougere kind of stylings. Now I mentioned Beauty House. I got a code for Beauty House. And that's not all. I have codes for lots of different places. Here they are. Be aware the Gift Express code has gone to a 10% code, Gents 10, 10% off the entire website. Also have codes for JOMASHOP that only work within the app, codes for Frag Flex, codes for the perfume box, Lucky Scent. So anytime you shop at these stores, use those codes, save yourself some money. Which fragrance next? Let's go Armaf X Christian Provenzano 1. It is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, I will say that, but when you buy this, the box has a little microfiber cloth on the inside, which I kind of respect, because at some point they were holding this and, you know, they were like, okay, we're gonna sell this. Oh man, there's 10,000 fingerprints on it. Let's just include a microfiber cloth so you can clean it up. Or use it for like your eyeglasses, sunglasses, I don't know. But yes, huge fingerprint magnet. And the name itself, not the most inventive thing I've ever heard. One. And I'm not even sure that this is supposed to be a cologne fragrance, but it does come across smelling initially a bit like Side Effect from Initio Parfum. You know, that same kind of like syrupy, sweet, almost tobacco adjacent scent profile with a good dose of saffron. And then as it dries, it becomes almost like an amalgamation of a few different things. You get leather that comes out there. So Side Effect with a leathery aspect turning halfway oud maracuja, just kind of like all over the place there. But if I were going to nail it down to just one fragrance that it's most similar to, especially off the rip when you spray it on, it's going to be Side Effect. Really strong, this one. Fall and winter time, bit of a beast, and worth checking out if you like fragrances in that style. And then there is this one, Ramad Oriental by Rabia Prestige, which smells similar to Amouage's Outlands. Now, just as an aside, I love Amouage. Great quality, tons of great fragrances, especially if you stretch back to like the OG Amouage fragrances. There's some heaters in there. I will say it feels like people don't maybe get as excited as they used to for new drops from Amouage. And this could be just like rose tinted goggles and all that stuff, but I feel like, you know, years and years back when they came out with something new, people were like, oh, new Amouage just dropped, you gotta get it. And nowadays it feels like a lot of people go, I'll check it out maybe. Now, Outlands is a ripper if you like fragrances in that Middle Eastern style. It has incense, warm spice. It comes across very high quality, elegant, refined, but at the same time with that incense, spicy, resinous kind of kick. And this right here will get you absurdly close, way closer than you should be able to get to Outlands for much less. And it does have, as you probably saw when I sprayed it, a good atomizer. I love the pressurized atomizers on some of these. Like this one's really good too. Rayhan up next. This is one of their new ones, Tropical Vibe. I will say in North America, in the Northern Hemisphere, this one coming out in October, or did it come out September, whatever. Heading into fall, maybe not the most tropical time of year, but Southern Hemisphere, good to go there. Woo! So this one smells like Summer Hammer, which is quite a name, right in that styling, which you can also kind of tell from the color scheme here. So it's pineapple, mango, coconut, also some floral aspects in there. Very beachy, a little bit sunscreeny. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's kind of rich, almost decadent in a way, and strong as well. And it's also the type of fragrance that I feel like your girl might try to steal from you as well. So be aware of that. That one is a potential get stolen fragrance. Let's talk French Avenue Vulcan style, but this time Vulcan Sable. Yeah, this one kind of flies under the radar a little bit because Vulcan Feu gets all the love, not this guy. This one smells like Sand Dance, which is a completely different type of fragrance. So we're talking booze, chocolate, almost like a chocolatey sort of patchouli, sandalwood, benzoin, tonka. So it ends up being that type of fragrance that is very rich, very opulent smelling, a fall and winter time monster that is more for people who like a little class to their fragrances, like a little deepness, a little more maturity to them. That's what this does, and it does it really well. Let's go Armaf next with this one right here, Tag him Uomo Rosso, or is it just Tag Uomo Rosso at this point? It has one of the worst magnetic caps in the game. It has a magnet technically, but it's about useless. In my opinion, if you have a magnetic cap, you have to pass the bottle test. You have to be able to pick it up by the cap. And to be fair, this one is not the strongest magnet out there. Like, you can pretty easily do that, but at least if you're a little careful, you can lift that bad boy up. This one, never in a million years. But that doesn't matter too much as long as the fragrance is really good, and this one is. It is similar to Invictus Victory Elixir, also could remind you, of course, of things like Le Beau Le Parfum to an extent, but Invictus Victory Elixir is what this is a clone of. Great performance, very loud, very strong, attention grabbing, and the vanilla in here smells fantastic. And I'm gonna do a giveaway later in today's video for this. This is another Armaf that I had laying around. It is the Ombre Dior. So we'll get to that in a second. Next one, Rasasi Hawass Black. This stuff is just turbo thick. Like if you look at the fragrance itself, if you do this, the bubbles in there just barely move. It's almost like sludge, but it is powerful. This stuff will stick around, it will last forever. If you spray it on light colored clothing, you will stain it. It smells similar to Nishane's Hasavat. So think of it like Hasavat if it had issues, being very clingy, stalking you, never leaving you alone. Nice. Australia Elixir is up next. I bought this one from JOMASHOP for 25 bucks, and it is the only Australia that I own at this point. They're like an up and coming fragrance clone brand trying to make a name for themselves, I suppose. And this one, I think it's kind of funny in the sense that it has all these X's, and like the design of those makes me think Xerjov. And to an extent, almost like the color scheme for some reason makes me think that. The fragrance itself though, great atomizer by the way, the fragrance itself is Le Male Elixir. And yes, there are 52 quintillion Le Male Elixir clones out there at this point. That is true. I will say that for 25 bucks, that stuff rips. It is stupid good. And as it dries down, it gets this almost faint berry sort of sweetness to me, which elevates the whole thing. It is surprisingly much better than I expected. I didn't expect it to be able to compete with the other elixir alternatives out there, but it's right there, right up toward the top. Like that stuff is actually really, really good. Another Armaf, Christian Provenzano, 4. And yes, it did come with a little wipey thing. So this one is definitely closer to another fragrance out there, which is Herba Pura. It's one of those deals where you smell it right away, you're like, okay, yeah, I got it. Fruity, sweet, tropical for sure. Unisex, ladies could pull that off as well. But it's not as headache inducing as Herba Pura. I don't really like Herba Pura, which is weird, but I do like a lot of fragrances that are definitely riffing on Herba Pura. So this one has that fruit, but it's kind of like reined in slightly, made a little bit smoother. It kind of takes the blast of that fruit and pulls it back just enough to where when you smell it, you go, okay, cool. Like I'm getting some nuance here instead of just getting bashed with sugar. Surprisingly good. I've got Sector Malachite up next, Maison Alhambra again. And this one is similar to God of Fire. So this is one of those fragrances where there's just untold numbers of alternatives. Like it doesn't matter, you can throw a rock and hit one. This is gonna be one of the cheaper ones though. So a lot of the other ones are, you know, 10 bucks more than this or 15 bucks more than this. This is the one you wanna get if you want the best bang for your buck. Like you're trying to go as turbo cheap as you can, but you still want it to smell as close to God of Fire as you can get. This is the one you want to go for in that situation. Does smell really good. It is a compliment puller, just like pretty much everything else that smells kind of similar to that. After that fragrance, how about this one? Panache Oren. This smells similar to Louis Vuitton's Afternoon Swim. You can't get the cap back on. Go on! Oh, I already got it on. I was just twisting it for no reason. Okay. And just like Afternoon Swim, it's gonna give you a whole mess of citrus off the top. Has a little bit of that candied vibe to it, you know, a little candied citrus underneath that more zingy opening. Get a little better staying power out of this than the Louis Vuitton, which is not a huge surprise. A lot of the Louis Vuitton fragrances that are more summer-centric don't last a whole heck of a long time. It's just a great choice for spring, summer, daytime. Really nice, very well done. And the last one, Gulf Orchid Yacht Club, which this one smells similar to 40 Knots by Xerzoff, which if you have never smelled that fragrance, you hear Yacht Club, you hear 40 Knots, you're thinking aquatic all the way. And this one does have more of an aquatic feel than maybe 40 Knots does. But at its heart, that fragrance is more of an ambery scent profile. So it's gonna come across differently than you would expect if you just go by the name and the color scheme and everything else. This one has honey, it has incense, it has leather. So again, it's gonna be a little bit of a deeper type of scent profile, a little better for fall, winter, early spring. Quality, really, really good, and the price point is good as well. Giveaway time. So usual stuff, you know the drill. Comment, subscribe, all that stuff, like the video. In the comment, let me know what you're looking forward to wearing this winter. That's all you gotta do. Pick a winner with random comment picker, post it up on the post tab of the YouTube channel, usually the following month when this video goes live. Good luck. That'll do it for me, guys. I want to thank you for hanging with me. Good luck with the giveaway. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.